coffee is unacceptable. That's the limit.
You have
That's the
until 2
limit.
o'clock in the
Don't touch-
afternoon.
don't
We
touch
can
the coffee.
go for breakfast. It's fine.
I don't have a problem. We can go for
Is not
breakfast.
leaving until 2 o'clock. Can go to
Oh, you leave today?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. So if I
Yeah. So I am a project coordinator and I'm a tester.
so you do both.
I'm both.
Okay.
And that works out really well for me. What I specifically like about AMEC and why I wanted to work for this company is because it's family driven. And as a project coordinator, not only do I get to manage our interactions and our face to the customer, but I get to be directly involved with the morale and how the team feels when they're here. And I also enjoy testing because I really like breaking things. And so
How many things you broke already?
a lot. They say I have a knack for it. But it's really fun. We're in the business of finding bugs so that other people's lives are not thrown out of whack when they're in a vehicle so that they can enjoy the drive. And I really like pretending that I have different goals or that I have different concerns, that I'm a different kind of person when I'm testing in a vehicle, because then I can think of things that I may not always think of, and that's part of the reason why I break things so well. But I really enjoy being in the vehicle testing industry because for me, I'm personally not entirely that knowledgeable about like the mechanics of a vehicle and different things like that, but I love driving. Driving represents freedom to me. It always has. And so I love being able to make something better so that other people have an elevated experience when they're in the car. And I'm directly involved in that. And that makes me feel good. And it's just really fun to like mess things up for a software designer and be like, you should rethink that.
Before SOP. And
Yes.
again, this SOP thing is a very important thing, and you guys are involved and testing those kind of things before that everyone can see it on the market.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. The stuff I do, like no one else will really know that I did it, and that's fine because what they do know is that when they get into their car, they enjoy the experience.
Right.
And that's what I'm about. But it's really fun messing up stuff at an early stage because it's really interesting to see what the vehicle can do in the beginning phases and to watch all of the developers' dreams come together and to help be part of the team that says, this is a wonderful concept. Let's focus it in. Let's make it cleaner. Let's make it more efficient. Let's make it faster. And then it moves on from us into somebody else's hands. And then it gets to the point where someone's using it and their life is better because of it.
Right.
So many Americans spend so much time in their cars. And whether you're like a soccer mom and you're driving your kids to appointments back and forth, my sister had 4 children, and I remember in the summer we spent like half of our days in the vehicle because we were going from place to place, dropping off kids and getting meals and doing all these things. And to make that more comfortable is great.
Why do you really work for AMEC?
I work for AMEC because it's a family company. Like that, I've been with other companies in the vehicle testing industry, and I love the industry. I love what it does, but not every company will always take care of their workers the way AMEC does. We're a family, and we support each other, and we fight for each other and advocate for each other. And it's nice to be a part of a group of people that really love what they're doing and want to go further with it, and like you get to be a part of everyone seeing their dreams come true, not just the guy who developed the car, but like everybody. And that's what AMEC gives me. Like I get to be part of a team that's lifting everybody up all the time.
Sentinel right now.
It's true though. And AMEC, it's like the heart. Like people get into testware or vehicle testing. You do it because you're passionate. You're either passionate about the vehicle or you're passionate about your product or whatever, or you have a reason. But not everybody gets to like be backed in their own personal reason. Sometimes in a lot of jobs, in a lot of industries, sometimes you feel like you're just fighting for somebody else's dream. And I really think that at AMEC, we're concerned about where we fit into your dreams in life. And that's why I like being here.
What's your daily business here?
So I help plan the tests for my team. I'm a team coordinator, I'm a project coordinator, and I'm a tester myself. So as a team coordinator, I will assign the tests. I work with the test managers from the customer side, figure out what they need to work on for the different softwares, and I tell my team members within their components what they're testing. As a project coordinator, my daily business is to ensure that the entire project is meeting the goals of the customer, and that can take on different levels every day. Sometimes we get special requests for testing, sometimes there are trips that we have to coordinate, sometimes they want to add different things, but it's just making sure that I'm in contact with the customer and I'm meeting their needs. And then, like I said before, as a project coordinator, I believe that I'm helping fuel that everybody else's dreams matter too. So I'm monitoring my team and keeping tabs on their morale and how they're being treated and if they're being fulfilled. And then as a tester, I get tests, and whether it's on a bench or in a car, I have to follow a prescription of an assigned program, and I have to see if it works. And then the really fun part is when we do exploratory testing, and instead of just following the dynamics of what they say, how it's supposed to work, we get to dig deeper and say, as a user, I would do this, and it runs into a bug right here. Okay. And so whenever we find a bug, whether it's because a prescribed test fails or we explored and we found one, then we make a ticket and we submit it so that it gets corrected as soon as possible. So tickets are one of my favorite parts about what we do, because I joke sometimes, I say that's like I make my money when I make a ticket. But when you make a ticket, you take traces, you take videos. I know, I like it though. You take traces and videos and you describe what the fail was, and you communicate it to the software developer or the person who owns the function of that component, whatever you're testing in the vehicle. You send it to them and you say, hey, this doesn't work the way it should, or this doesn't work the way a customer would want it to. And then they analyze it, they correct it, they do all of these wonderful things, and then they send you the ticket back and they say, now we need you to verify that it's going to work properly. And so then you go and you retest it on a newer software edition that's been dropped or some sort of development that's been added. And if it works, you tell them and everybody's happy because you fixed it right away. And if it didn't work, then you send new traces and new videos and you say, make it better.
What are you testing?
We are testing, right now in this specific project, what I test is things dealing with infotainment. So as a customer, when you sit inside the vehicle, all the stuff that is comfortable for you, like comfort features, when you're listening to your music, whether it be on your phone or if you have an app or something like that, how CarPlay and Android Auto connects to the car, things like when you want your heater to turn on or when you want your massage function. We do a little bit of that. Sometimes that's in other testing. Navigation. A lot of cars have navigation programs that are separate of like your Google Maps that you can get in apps. This is a navigation program that's set up inside the vehicle, and so we explore it and mess around with it so that if somebody wants to go to a coffee shop in Timbuktu, can the vehicle do that, basically?
Okay.
What's some other stuff? But things like that, the comfort features that make the vehicle more than just a transport system.
Right. So you are not only testing on benches, also in cars, those features.
Correct, yeah. Yeah, and all a bench is whatever you're specifically testing, it'll take that hardware and it puts it on like a very easy transportable actual bench. That's not a car, but it has that system and the ECUs are all connected so that you can mess around with it while somebody else is in the car. By having benches and cars, our testers are able to accomplish more things during the day because we can have someone in a car and someone on a bench.
Awesome.
So,
is there anything else that you want to add?
this is the coolest opportunity I've ever had in my life. Sometimes it's weird because you can't share specifics with your family, and so sometimes people can respect that, but sometimes they ask you at every family gathering what car you're testing, and it gets awkward because you can't tell them. But I've driven vehicles that I would never have a chance to drive. I've been able to do things that challenge me in ways I could never imagine. Being able to look at a software component, I am not really a computer person, but being able to look at something that someone's developed and push it to its limits is really exciting because you get to explore it and you get to say, this could be better if you do this. And when you send that to the developer, they're excited to know how their product can get better because that's their baby. They want it to grow and they want it to be amazing. And so it's so cool to be able to do that and to do it in really fun, expensive cars that like...
Really expensive cars.
yeah, but I mean, it's fun. And I get to go places that I never would have dreamt of. By being a part of this, I have the opportunity to travel and to see different areas of the U.S., but also once COVID is open, I'll be able to go into other countries. And that's amazing. And it's fun to challenge myself, and it's fun to be a part of a team that actually cares about me as a human being and wants to see me grow. So this is literally the most exciting thing I could ever do, and I'm really happy to do it. So yeah.